Nigeria's former president Olusegun Obasanjo has sacked staff of the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, Abeokuta, Ogun State, Sahara Reporters has confirmed. In a letter by its head of Human Resources Administration and Procurement, Olanike Ogunleye, the management of the OPL said the organization was overwhelmed by the adverse effects of the coronavirus pandemic and had found it hard to sustain its workforce. The letter reads in part, as you are aware, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a toll on all our business significantly. This has resulted to making some difficult business decisions. Due to this situation, we regret to inform you that your employment will be put on hold till further notice. You are to hand over all company properties in your possession to the Human Resource Department, who shall do a confirmation of exit clearance process before your final entitlement, if any, would be paid. Before laying the workers off on Friday, the OPL had been owing several months of salaries. A worker who worked with Sahara Reporters on condition of anonymity said they have been owing salaries since last year. They will pay one and it's going to be after 3 months that they will pay another one. We have workers collecting less than 30,000 naira and they refer to those collecting 50,000 naira as senior staff and they are still owing. This year, they have paid just January salary and half of April salary, which was paid on 20th of April. Obasanjo was president of Nigeria 8 years from 1999 to 2007. Hey, hey. The question now is that everybody is talking about COVID-19, coronavirus, COVID-19. Oh, that is the reason why this and that. But they've forgotten that a lot of people have been owed salaries. They've been owing a lot of people's salaries. So how do we justify that? Even before the COVID-19, majority of these companies, even governments, they've not been paying salaries. The question is that is this or the one thing that is pertinent is that if the government owes salaries, how do you expect private individuals or private companies not to owe salary? They will do the same thing because that is what majority of them will say. They will say, even after all, the government is owing. So what are you talking about? Because they know that people will not want to go anywhere because after you must have worked for some time, you wouldn't want to just leave because if you leave that, you see, you're not going to work. It's an avenue. You have given them opportunity not to even pay you at all. And you can't do anything about it. Which court are you going to take them to? So that is why you see that people tend to stay back. Oh, maybe they will pay, just like what happened now. They said January they pay them, and half of a April salary they just pay them. So what happened to February, March, and they are part of the whatever part of the April that they now made the payment. So the question is that what have people been eating? What have they been taking? Have they been feeding themselves? Have they been taking care of their families? Just imagine what they are even being paid, 30,000. And say the ones who are collecting 50,000 naira, they are categorized as a senior staff. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that things have really gone bad right from onset. From the beginning, things are, and now there's no way to even correct them. And I don't even know the recruitment that this man is in charge of, being the Minister of Labor at the state level, Keyamu. We are hearing that he has battled pressure by giving 10% of those recruitment to allot them the slot to politicians, and you expect a corruption not to continue. You understand that how many people who what kind of job are they going to be creating? So the whole thing is just muddled up. Of course, if you say he will not be able to pay them because he cannot even continue, a lot of them are just using this issue, this COVID-19 as an excuse because they've been looking for ways before to lay all these people off. Then the ones who have been, they've been owing them since how many months? Last year. How do we justify all of those things? So they're just looking for opportunity to say, oh, this is COVID-19, let us lay these people off. Whether you lay them off, you don't even lay them off, for the fact that I had not been paid as at when due, it's as good as not even having job because you just be going every now and then. Some people are even borrowing money to transport themselves to the workplace. At the end of the day, does it make sense? It does not make sense. People will just be hoping, we'll be hoping, and according to what they said on that, their entitlement will be given to them, if any. You can imagine that statement, if any. So who are you going to cry to? Is it the same government that is owing its workers that you want to cry to, that private companies are owing us? Nobody. This injustice is everywhere. I was telling somebody that, do you know that this injustice we are talking about is, it's in different forms, and from places to places you see in the injustice here and there. That is why you see that, okay, people not like, okay, let me just be managing, or better see, as I'm managing, let me be managing myself. Who is going to help me? It's God. Everybody will just resort back to God. I remember when Fashola was talking about, oh, everything we talk in this country, we call God, we want to do it, we call God, of course. And what he's saying is making sense, but you cannot still blame the people, because when the people who are saddled with the responsibility of protecting lives, of providing for the people, they are not just there, they are insensitive to the plight of the people. What do you expect the people to say? They will be calling God. We know that even people are supposed to, they have their own responsibility. God has his own responsibility, because Fashola was saying, we want to do this, we call God. We want to do that, we call God. We call God too much. Of course, a lot of people try to misinterpret what he was trying to say. That, oh, or does it mean God is removing God from the equation of a man's a livelihood, or man's endeavors? No, but everything must be looked into holistically, because when you see that the people who are supposed to protect you are not there, they are not even reasoning your matter, you call God. That is why it is, because you'll be frustrated. Now see what is happening now. Like this kind of a thing is not supposed to be happening even to a private company, because if it happens, you know how you are going to be dealt with by the government. But who is the government that will do that? Is it not the same government owing salaries upon salaries, and nothing is being done? Everybody will just be watching, and you say, God, 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 God. So the people we still have to, their faith is still in their hands. How do they go about it? Then somebody who has not been paying for how many months, it's as good as the person being jobless. So, okay. Someone say article sacks. Next Obasanjo sack. If Buhari tries it, it will be a long epistle that will require a week for one to read. Okay, someone says, does he have a private company? Okay, my brother, don't mind these people. He won't write a long letter to himself now. He thinks it's that easy to just sit down and be a critic. Buhari has no business or company on his own except cow, so forget that. Okay, this is the man criticizing President Buhari even down to overseas countries. Shame on you, Obasanjo. And someone say, okay, shame for what? Okay, that is Baba Ijebu for you. The money he stole has finished, or is simply being stingy. Difficult but strategic business decision. When business it become business income becomes lower than expenses, you have to reduce your overhead to keep the business afloat. Otherwise, the business will go bankrupt, and not just a few staff, but all of them will lose their job. Bankruptcy is a virus. It can spread to other sister companies if not curtailed on time. Many banks, big corporates, and multinationals have taken same step in advanced economies. Apart from that, I think the federal government, or is it the lawmakers, that are trying to talk to this the ExxonMobil, that they are laying down their staff. A lot of them are doing it. Not even who, a lot of them. Of course, we know that this COVID-19, but the problem there is that some of the companies who have been owing their workers before this COVID-19 do not have excuse for owing them before now. So using this pandemic as a yardstick, that is where the whole thing, and again they will be able to get away with it, because everybody will just try to understand, because it's happening all over the world. But those who have not been able to maintain that good structure before now, that is where the question, and that is where everyone is trying to look at that. Before now, why were you not paying them? What has been happening? Of course, they will still judge it or try to justify it with the economy, because if the economy is not healthy, that is where you'll be having this whole thing. So the whole thing is just dicey. It's really dicey and confusing. Someone says, uh, where you send billions of dollars, you steal from our country. With all the money you will, with all the money you will not be able to pay your workers. You sack them. It's a pity. Shebi dey talk say na federal government money in dey use dey pay them before PMB can't stop am. Okay? Sorry, oh, we are now at the crossroad aftermath of COVID-19, but strongly plead that Baba should please pay their retirement benefits for God's sake, which we believe he can. They should. They should. If they have been owing for 2 months, what do you expect? They'll be owing for 3 months. Some say don't forget that the federal government was picking the wage bills of all his concerns before Buhari came on board and stopped it. He can now feel it now. Okay, OBJ, what's going wrong, or what has gone wrong now? Your ink don't dry. Baba, it's a pity for you. Even without working for you, you can't give them money to feed their families. So guys, let us hear your opinion. There are mixed reactions here, but the bottom line now is that Obasanjo has sacked workers, refused to pay salaries. Leave your comment below and let's have your take.